Hi everyone. Today I'll be looking at the May-June 2022 question 3a with you. And as usual, before we go to the answer, I'll go through the question with you and then show you the possible solution. It starts by saying, using the information provided, type the following process chart on legal size paper. Use the following margins: 1.5 inch left and 1 inch for the right top and bottom margins. And then you should save it as process chart. So the process chart starts off by saying Caribbean Institute of Business, and that is in initial capital letters. Prior learning assessment recognition process chart. And as we can see, that is in all capital letters. Then we have a process chart here with information in it. Starts off by saying student inquires about the process. Student inquires about specific course. Then we see here 2 arrows, one coming from student assembles portfolio, going to student applies, and from student applies going to student assembles portfolio. Now that is basically a manuscript sign, and this manuscript sign means to transpose. So what you're expected to do here is to put student applies where you see student assembles portfolio, and put student assembles portfolio where you see student applies. However, if it is that you may have done it like how you see it here being displayed on a question, and you would have done it as you see it here and use the arrows going to and from as though you see it right there, then you will not be penalized. However, it should be a transposition. All right, so the correct way of doing it is to transpose information as what is being shown here is a transposition. But you would not have been penalized if you have done it and show the arrows. All right, so it should read student applies, followed by student determines what documentation will be submitted, after which we have student assembles portfolio, and then student submits portfolio. And in the center of that, we have awards committee meets, evaluates, and makes recommendation. It says 1. Use a circular process chart to display the information. Now, I would say that with this instruction, it would be best to find a circular process chart similar to the one that is being displayed here, as it didn't say use a circular process chart of your choice to display the following information. So it would have been best if you used one similar to what is being displayed here in the question. And then number 2 says insert footer as C, let me go up, says CIB, which stands for Caribbean Institute of Business. All right, so it's not CLB, but it's CIB/PLAAR, which stands for what? Let's go back up. Prior learning assessment recognition process chart /V20/June 2019. And then you're asked to ensure that the information that is there, the CIB information, is done in the footer using Times New Roman font size 10. All right, so you're expected to bear all this information in mind and to draft this process chart accordingly. So we're now going to go over to Microsoft Word, and I will show you what is expected. All right, so here we are in Microsoft Word, and the first thing that I normally do is to set my preliminaries. So Times New Roman font size 12. I'm on no spacing, and then I will go to what the question had asked. It said that we should ensure that we, let me go on layout, and we should be on a legal size paper. So I'm going to select legal, and then our margin should be 1.5 left and 1 inch for the other sides. And then I'll select OK. All right, so my margin is okay. My paper size is okay. So now what I would be required to do is to draft the process chart. All right, I would have saved some things on my clipboard, so I'm just going to insert accordingly. So I have the Caribbean Institute of Business. Then I'm going to enter, and I'm going to put prior learning assessment recognition process chart. Now all of this was in the center, so I'm going to ensure that it is there. So what I'll be required to do next is to insert my process chart. So I'm going to put some space between, so I'm going to like a triple space. All right, and then I'm going to go to insert, and I'm going to go on Smart Art. Now here in Smart Art, I'm going to go, because I want a circular process chart, I'm going to select cycle. And after I select cycle, there are various options that are there, right? I will click on each, and you can see show here on the right, but those are not the ones that I want. I'm going to look for one that is similar to what is being displayed in the question. And this is the one that I see that is similar. Now, you would not have been required to draft a process chart from scratch, right? As you know that you're in an exam and speed is of utmost importance. All right, so you will select that process chart, and remember that Smart Art can be used in your exam, and this is what builds your speed. When you're drafting the other documents, like for your portfolio piece and so forth, you can draft your things from scratch, right? But when you're working with speed, Smart Art is the best way to go. All right, so you select one that is similar to that in the question and press OK. So here I have my process chart being displayed, and all that I'll be required to do next is basically to populate this chart with information. And how I do that, I will click on whichever box I want to start typing in, and then I will start typing my information. All right, the more you type, the smaller the text will be. All right, so I'm just gonna fill in this information, or better yet, so that's how you insert your process chart. All right, let me undo this, and I would have done one ahead of time, so I'll just insert that from my clipboard. All right, so here is my process chart with the information being added to it. And then the final thing that the question had asked is for me to go into the footer, so I'll double click there and to type some information. Go in the footer and type some information there, and I also have that on my clipboard, and there it is. And I should ensure that the information is in Times New Roman, so let me highlight and double check Times New Roman font size 10, and that's it. Simple flow chart, process chart rather. All right, let me quickly go to print preview for you to get a better view of what this would look like. And that's it. Let me do hope that that is exactly what you did in your exam, and that you would have capitalized on all the marks for this question. Thank you very much for watching, and see you in my next upload as I try each and every time to make EDPM simple. Goodbye.